Alright, so here for example 2b, we're still going to graph, find our domain, range, x-intercepts, y-intercepts. So we're going to start with our first step, which is taking what is underneath the radical and setting that greater than or equal to 0. It has to be greater than or equal to 0 because you cannot have a negative underneath here. So we're going to say x is greater than or equal to -4. This helps us find two things. Remember, number one, it is your domain. It's your domain. X is greater than or equal to -4. The second thing it helps us find is, it is the first point in your table. So we're going to say -4. Now, if x has to be greater than or equal to -4, that means this needs to be -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2. Like I said, you really don't need these last two points. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little box in here. Kind of cover it up a little bit. Make some of you guys happy. And move it down a little touch. There we go. And then I'm going to erase these numbers. So this will give us a little more space to write. Next thing you have to do is find your values of y. So we have our x values. We're going to find our values of y. So we just start plugging and chugging. So we're going to say y equals 2 is a 2 times square root of -4 plus 4, which gives you 2 times the square root of 0, which is 0, which your answer ends up being 0. So we can almost say, for our range, we know our first point here, our range y, our first point is going to be 0. Now we just don't know if it's going to be greater than or equal to 0 or if it's going to be less than or equal to. We need to find out what our next y value is, because it can either be greater than 0 if this goes like 1, 2, 3, 4, on and on and on, or maybe it's larger. So let's find out what y equals 2 times the square root of -3 plus 4 is, because we have to plug in -3 for x. We're going to say y equals 2 times, you get -3 plus 4 is 1, square root of 1 is 1, so you get a 2. So what did our y values do, Blake? They went out. That's correct. So that means that these values are increasing like so. Y is greater than or equal to 0. So we need to find some more points. Let's plug in a -2. We're going to say 2 times the square root of -2 plus 2. Nope, sorry, that's a 4 there. That's a 4. I'm thinking ahead. So we get 2 times the square root of, that's positive 2 on the inside. Anybody know what the square root of 2 is? Jorge? Yes, that's correct. It is a 1.4. So 2 times 1.4 gives us a 2.8. 2.8. Then we plug in a -1. Y is equal to 2 times -1 plus 4. So you get y equals 2 times the square root of 3. 2 radical 3. Anybody know what radical 3 is? Madison? 1.7. That's right, 1.7. So 2 times 1.7 is 3.4. And then finally we plug in a 0 for x. So you have 2 times square root of 0 plus 4. 0 plus 4, Destiny, is 17. That is not correct. 0 plus 4 is 4. Really? Really? 2 times square root of 4 is 2. So you get the answer of 4. So we have a 4. So we can plot these points now. Plot them in pink. It's Derek's favorite color. We're going to go back 4. Well, obviously I'm going to have to go by 2s because this graph is just not a very good graph. So I'm going by 2s this way. 4, 6, 8. I can go by 1s going up. So if I go by 1s, I don't have to label. That's my rule. If you go back 4, 0, there's your first point. Go back 3, which is halfway in here. Up 2, which would be up here. So that helps you maybe write 1, 2, 3, 4. As you go up, that's fine. negative 2, 2.8, so back 2 up 2.8, we're up here. Back 1 up 3.4, which is about here. And then 0, 4, which is right here. So this graph is going up. Dun, 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 and it'll eventually flatten out over here somewhere. Notice your y values. Didn't we already say our range is going to be greater than or equal to 0? So we start here at 0. Yep, that's pretty nice. Start at 0, and then that means you're just going to be going up. So from here, you're going to take this bad boy, or rotate it maybe. Take this and rotate it. You are starting at 0 and moving your way up. So that's your range. Okay? Going up, going up, going up, going up, going up, going up. Never stops going up. So your range is y is greater than or equal to 0. Now we need to find our x-intercept and our y-intercept. So your x-intercept, that is this point right there. So that means x-intercept is at negative 4. Your y-intercept is where your graph crosses your y-axis, so that would be at this point right here, which would be a positive 4. So we finally get our answers, all 4 that we needed after we graphed. And that is how you graph square root functions. So hopefully you can get some of your homework done here. Inequalities we'll go over next time, in the next couple examples. So those are not too different from this. If you feel real confident about this, you could work ahead. I know I hate to say it, but you could work ahead. So have a wonderful evening. I hope you enjoyed 2B.